What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Dadgood community podcast. You already know tonight, kind of extra special for your boy. I'm your host, Chris Walcher. I'm literally just hanging out with co-founder himself, Geek Roscoe's. Want to kind of like pick his brain on what season he's in, what the temperature of the family life is like, and kind of like gives me flashbacks to our very first meeting ever on Mutual Connections. Do you remember that, dude?
That was like a year ago.
That was like a
It
proper full year ago, and I didn't know anything about you. I didn't know you, but I reached out to you on LinkedIn. I was like, "Hey, um, want to come hang out with me and film ourselves talking about it?" And you totally said yes, and so here we are.
Dude, now that you mention that, I'm kinda curious as to how long ago it was. It might be a year to the date, or pretty dang close,
Bro,
man.
it's pretty close. Well, I mean, shoot, dude, if we're gonna go that in depth with the research, let me do a bit of
No, I got it. I just pulled it up.
did you? When because like consider it, I have about a 5-day turnaround time. When was
Dude,
that episode
April
released?
12th.
When?
April 12th.
No way, dude. So you're right. It is like the exact 1 year anniversary of me and Guy officially meeting digitally.
That's weird. Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah. April
crazy.
12th.
What a fast pull up, bro. You're quick. You're quick with
Yeah,
it.
right to Linky. Dude, a year, bro. That's crazy.
That's wild, man.
How it just goes to show how fast, 1, a year goes by, but 2, how quickly you can flourish a friendship when, both sides put effort
Yeah,
into it.
dude, like
Yeah.
a no BS, like, bro, I talk to you every day, whether it's a joke or it's a serious conversation or like, that's wild. It is straight 1 year from right now that we are like, you know what? We're on the same page. Let's just keep it
Yeah,
going.
that's crazy.
Gig Roscoe's, man. Let's go, dude. I know your wife. I know your family. Like, that's crazy. Look at us. Look at us,
All
man.
because of all because of, just this idea to bring dads together.
Yeah.
Well, not even. I think this was like was this already dad
Dude,
good?
so I interviewed Warren, and the day that I interviewed Warren, he said he had just created the Dadgood LinkedIn and the Slack channel because he was like hesitant about it. And then he floated your name, and no less than 5 days later, you and I filmed an episode. And so Dadgood was a Slack channel of two dads, maybe Rob Unger was probably in there. But it was nothing. It was nothing except for an aspiration, and that's kind of what we talked about.
Well, I'll be honest, when I found out that you and Warren did the pod, I was kind of salty. I was like, "Yo, why did he hit you up? Why did you get on the pod? How do I get on this
I
pod?"
love that, dude. Cause I'm like, I didn't even know that you knew who I was. And it was the very bro, if we're calling it brass tacks, I only started on LinkedIn in January of
Mm.
2025. So we're only talking about a single year of like progress, motion, trying to build something. Um, and it wasn't until the third or since the fourth month that I started mutual connections. I met with Warren, and then I was like, oh, bro, I gotta interview this guy, Guy. And we get, dude, still, I don't know if it's the longest now. I know at one point it was the longest episode I had ever filmed, but
And it was on a Saturday.
bro, you and I broke all of the rules of what I thought was my podcasting schedule. And then just immediately started a text thread. We're like, yo, it's not dying on the vine with this podcast,
Mhm.
bro. Like, you got to talk to me, dude.
How long was it? Was it oh, it was definitely over an
It was
hour.
over an hour. I think we went 115, 120. Yeah.
On a Saturday.
On a Saturday, bro, just because I was like, I had done some research about you. You were more ahead on the platform than I was. So my angle was, hey, pick your brain, like what worked, what didn't work. And then it just graduated into this whole like, whoa, bro, this is my guy, Geek Roscoe's.
Yeah, but it's wild because even at that point last year, there were very few people that were active on the platform. And
Yeah.
it was one of those things where, not to sound douchey, but if you were one of the few, like you were one of the few. And
No, for sure. But look,
that's
like,
just how
even look at you, bro. When I connected with you, you were probably at like 4.5K, and now you're like in the nines, or are you beyond 10?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm at like
Like, that's ridiculous. Dude, that all happened in a year. That's bonkers, bro.
yeah.
That's
No,
bonkers, dude.
all yeah, all from this silly business platform that's now turned into new Facebook. But dude, just like I'll be honest, this platform has opened so many doors career-wise, friendship-wise. Dude, I've met some sick people. I
Yeah.
landed my because of this platform. I met you, I met Matt, I met Warren, built Dadgood. Like, we're doing all this cool shit.
There's like tiny people in the pocket who are so a part of, like, you mention a Rob Unger or you mention a Brad Tunn. Like, dude, I got so much love for Brad Tunn, dude. He is such a goof. Like, he fits us perfectly. And
Yeah, yeah.
there's like 1,000 other names, like, and I will never be ashamed. And I've said it before on a podcast, like, not for nothing. It took 1 year, but LinkedIn changed my life. It changed my whole life. Uh,
Wholeheartedly.
so that's sick, bro.
On that topic, talking about Rob and talking about Brad and just the platform in general, I've met some really cool people, and I wanted to make a really quick shout out to Joe Daly
Yo,
for
dude, that was that leather journal he sent you, right?
yeah, dude, absolutely beautiful. He
Bro,
sent me this one, he sent me a smaller journal, he sent me this other journal, he sent me a bookmark,
dude.
and he sent me a handwritten note to go along with it, um, which, like, he didn't have to do.
No,
He hit me up randomly on LinkedIn and was like, "Hey, man." No, actually, someone tagged me on his post, and he was like, "Hey, man, like, send me the Dad Good logo. I wanna make you something. I don't need anything from you. I just wanna send you something." And I was like, "Duh," like, and believe me,
no,
I've
I'm
gotten, like,
sure.
$1,000 air purifier, drinks, food. I've gotten a bu baby diapers. I've gotten shit of all kinds sent to me. Dude, this hit so close to home
No,
and was
that's
so
like a very thoughtful, and especially from a founder, like, you could just tell it's birthed in a company that cares. And I think
dude, he
that's
made
the
it by
coolest stuff.
hand. Made it by hand.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing to me, and he didn't have to do it. Huge shout out to him. I would also like to link his website in the description of this
Bro, we'll
podcast.
nail it. Yeah. We'll make
Yeah,
sure
and if people need to get, journals or
those
notebooks, I
guys
don't
are
know what
throwing down some sick leather goods. Like, get out of
I know.
once you text that picture and you post a link, I was like, let me check these guys out. Because I was jealous. I was like, yo, are you kidding? These guys are to the moon, bro.
Oh, dude, but it's so sick, and honestly, he didn't need to send me 3 of them, like, but I'm eternally grateful. I think it's
No,
awesome,
that's
so,
fire, man. That's fire.
yeah,
But also
huge shout
speaks to like the person and the presence that you are on the platform. So, like, from outside the window, it makes sense. But when you're like feet in the shoes and receiving that type of accolade or even appreciation, I do get how you're like, bro, I'm just a kid, man. I'm just trying to show up and do my best. And like, what are you guys doing over here?
I just try to be nice to everyone on the platform, aside from the awful in mail that I'll get that asks me about m dude, the
That's a favorite part of our text thread, bro. That's my
yeah,
favorite
I
part.
noticed I noticed you're building Dadgood. I can help supply with IT professionals, and I'm like, "Did you even look at
Do you?
Dadgood?"
Yeah, bro. Or like I shared the, hey, do you need a bunch of AI agents for dad good? Like, what would AI agents do? Like, what type of question is that?
Yeah, like, payroll services? For what, dog?
It's so, dude. And
What?
that's why the bar for sales has never been lower today because people are so inundated with just nonsense that makes no sense to the point of growth or the point of whatever your company you're reaching out to. So, if you can connect the dots even on a minuscule level, you're already so much further ahead of the game in what we're trying to do.
Someone did hit me the other day with, "Hey, first name, space, just kidding," and then put my name, and I was like, "Ah, that was actually kinda clever."
You know
But
what?
the
I
stuff
like that. I like that.
yeah,
Play into
I
it.
was like, "This doesn't align with my role at all, so I'm not interested, but really good message, appreciate
Yeah, I'm
you."
not gonna crap on you. This was a good one. Best of luck, bro. You're doing it right across a
Yeah,
ton of people and robots doing it wrong.
yeah, that was some hustle, appreciate it, it was catchy. I was pissed at first, and then I read it.
Always.
Yeah, yeah, and then the screenshot into our group chat and roast. Yep,
That's
as
so
always.
funny. Know what I've been doing lately? Gosh, I haven't told anybody this. So if somebody connects with me and I accept the connect, what I'll do is I'll direct message them, but not send it, but I'll type please don't pitch slap me. And then I will screenshot it on my phone and delete the message. And almost 70% of the time, their first message is
The
them
pitch.
pitch slapping. And there is no greater joy than me going to my screenshots and sending, because it shows the timestamp and everything, like, man, I knew that you were gonna do this, and look, this is the message that I wrote out in anticipation of you doing this, and I am just so brokenhearted that you actually your first message included a booking link? Like, go kick rocks, bro. Go kick rocks.
That's why, and I will die on this hill, if I have the intention to sell someone in my message, I put what my intentions are in my connection request.
Yeah.
And it's like, "Hey, if you accept this, the floodgates are open. I'm
'Cause
gonna
I
talk
wanna
to you.
work with you
And if you decline me, dog, all good. I won't hit you up.
all day. Yeah.
That's it. I'm not gonna cold call you. I'm not gonna reach out. I know you're not interested." And the other thing too is like, dude, I try to be so personal on what just happened.
Ooh, I just went to your phone or a second camera. Look at this, bro. We have a unique angle of Gee right now.
Dude, I gotta 1 sec. Wow, technical difficulties, man. 1 sec. I'm gonna
Bro,
gonna switch over. Dude,
you just went total blackout. I'm all about it.
my webcam
Sure.
just started like buzzing.
No way.
Yeah, my webcam like started buzzing and freaking out. So yeah,
Hey,
that's
well, look, I can see you. Let's hit it from here, bro. Just treat it like a FaceTime.
yeah. Now I'm on my couch and we're just hanging,
Yeah,
dude.
you're like, wait a minute. We just leveled up through this.
No, yeah. I got a couch in the office. Now we're really leveled up. Anyways, what was I saying? What was I just saying?
I don't know. That threw me for a loop. I won't lie.
Um, I think we were talking about
I mean,
connection
people
request.
messaging and the DMs and the
I don't know.
yeah.
Anyways,
Well, look, then good opportunity to segue. Because here's what I want to hear about is, bro, you got two youngins. You got Nico, you got Enzo. Enzo is two, almost about to be three. Is Nico's one yet? Or is he
No, Nico will be one on July 3rd.
okay? So getting there, that in my experience, because our kids are around the same age difference, 5 and 7. Um, that was the hardest pocket of fatherhood, just with respect to not being like a dope person, but the attention to changing diapers. I understand you can't sleep by yourself. Read the book before you go to bed. Like, just your the whole schedule was, I don't know how I do this. So let's start with my boy Easy E, Enzo. You know him, you love him. Uh how like, what's up in the world of Enzo, dude? What's he doing?
Dude, honestly, it's kind of chaos. But my wife and I, Ashley and I, were talking today, and we were saying that the last couple of days he's been really good. And for a while, we were in our own heads like, oh, is he a bad kid? Is he just going through a phase? Why is he so mean? And over the last couple of days, like, he's been this just respectful young man, nice to his brother, polite, cares about other kids, is sharing.
Yeah.
And when he was going through that tough time, I feel like I would reflect on myself and be like, am I doing something wrong? I try to discipline and I try to, teach him right from wrong, but some things just slipped through the cracks and he just wasn't acting right. But as of lately, he's just been such a good kid. And I'm like, wow, maybe it is a phase, but this is my first time going through the terrible twos and the
Yeah.
treacherous threes, right? So, dude, learning that for the first time, I feel like is going to prepare me so well for Nico because now I know what I'm going through. But dude, this first time around, it like rough, but he's just becoming so much better.
Yeah.
It's cool to see. Like he's growing up and maturing. He's two. Like it's just weird.
Yeah, no, but like, to your point, dude, there is certainly a phase or a season. Like, my 7-year-old Bryn, she goes in and out of the seasons where it's like, whoa, bro, you're just like super mean. Are you just upset all the time? Like, you're mean to me, to your mom, to your sister. Like, what the hell is going on, bro? And I really think it's just hormones and getting older. Even though they're like young kids, that emotional regulation is occurring and they're exercising their limits, you know? So Enzo is probably at a stage where it's like, dude, my parents love me. I could do and say whatever I want. And then he does. And both you and Ash are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute, bro. That's
Well, I think, and something that's been happening recently too is he's such a smart. And we say this about our kids. Like our kids are so smart. Enzo's thing is before bed, he hates bedtime. Hates
yeah.
going to, wants to be awake forever. Like wants to do his thing. He'll he'll prolong sleep as much as he can, and he'll use little bits and tricks to try to extend his bedtime as much as he can. So today, Ashley and I, Nico and Enzo went in for a bath, having their bubble bath time. The routine is we take Nico out, one of us gets him dressed, the other one gets Enzo out, start getting him ready for bed. Soon as Enzo's jammies are on and we lay him down, it's like, oh, book. Okay, read him a bedtime story. And then he's like, no, I want another story.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I want to pray, which is great.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I want water. And then he's like, oh, I got to use the
Just
bathroom.
everything in the Rolodex, dude.
And he just stacks them perfectly where the order is impeccable. And he knows he can buy himself 2 minutes here, 5 minutes there, get up to go to the bathroom. That's at least another, 3, 4 minutes. And dude, it's just so funny seeing him be tactical and
Oh,
understand.
brilliant.
Yeah, dude, it's brilliant. Like, he's just a little kid and he knows what buttons to push. He knows what he can get away with. He knows what the limits are, and yet he tests those limits every single day, and it's really cool to see it.
No, good for him because you're able to separate from God. This is really annoying to man. If your boy had an objective like check, 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 you're really
Yeah.
knocking this out of the park, dude. Good for you, bro.
No, for sure.
That's so fun, dude. That's so fun. I do the same thing when we were in the lobby before we started recording for everybody listening. My daughter Bryn was literally here, like, is that Gee? I'm like, dude, it's 8 o'clock. It's time to go. No, well, what if I just hung out and can I stand to the side and just watch you guys talk? Like, no, this is daddy's working. So, and it's 8 o'clock. It's time to go to bed. But it gets easier with respect to the routines as they get older. But Guy, I'll tell you, bro, I only have girls, so and I know there's a difference with girls and boys, but they get meaner, dude. They get so much, dude. My daughter is so mean, bro. She's so mean.
Yeah. And again, we're polar opposites. You have two girls, I have two boys. I'm also not even remotely close to that age, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
I mean, and I'm so excited to see what it is like for you when they are that age. Because you'll
Dude, and
have a 5 and a 7-year-old before too long. You're gonna be texting on the thread and calling like, bro, dude, my boy Enzo just ripped me to shreds right now. I need to talk to my boys real quick.
dude, I'm gonna fill a sock up with butter and get them ready for bed.
Dude, you already know. You already know.
I can't even imagine. But
What about my boy Nico? The little chubster dude. Is he not just the biggest ball of light, whatever he does? Anytime that dude smiles, you're just like, bro, he's living his best life right now. This is great.
yeah, and and you've been through this right now. He just turned 9 months. I feel like his personality is starting to flourish. He's becoming his own little person. So my thing is, I feel like I'm more present with Nico than I was with Enzo. I feel like I took the time that I really took for granted when Enzo was little, and I'm now kind of replacing it with Nico. So
Yeah.
that being said, I feel like not that my bond with Nico was stronger. Enzo's my firstborn. Like,
No, bro, there's something or like you
yeah,
can't, there's nothing.
but I think that because I spend so much more time with Nico at this stage than I did with Enzo, the we just have this like bromance going on that started much sooner. So now I see Nico, he lights up. Like anytime I turn the corner, I take him up from a nap, dude, he lights up and his little personality is starting to come out.
It's the
And
best.
it's so fun to be able to relive this like little baby phase where now he's this fun little thing that you can play with. And oh man, he's good. We had to take him to the emergency room the other day. That wasn't fun. That's why I missed the pod last week.
Yeah, man. Why don't you share what happened? I'm glad to hear. I know, but just give us a little sprinkle.
Yeah, so maybe like 2 months ago, like Ashley and I were doing the dishes. We broke a glass, like a wine glass, and swept it up, whatever. The hard part about having, a 8-month-old that starts walking at 8 months,
Barefoot,
and
obviously.
and now he's like really walking around. We thought we had cleaned everything up. Again, this was 2 months ago. He stepped on a really small shard of glass. I'm talking like a smaller than a grain of rice. And my wife luckily found it on the bottom of his foot. She took it out. The redness actually started rising up on his foot. So naturally, infection spread. We're all nervous. We had to take him to urgent care where we had to do x-rays. You know how easy, I mean, how hard it is to x-ray a 9-month-old baby?
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Dude, they made me hold his foot down at a proper angle, and I couldn't get my hand in the frame for the x-ray.
Yeah.
She brought out this clear tray that I had to like prop his foot down. She tried to tape his foot down on the table and he's wiggling his little toes and we're like, lady, we're never
9
gonna
months old, bro.
10 months old. How do you want me to keep his foot still? Like, I can't. So, anyways, I had to like press his foot down. We were there for, dude, we were there for hours. But luckily, all the glass was out. We were able to, just give him medication and antibiotics, and little guy's all good running around doing this thing.
Yeah,
So,
but dude, it's never fun. You got it, especially at
no,
that age. Um,
no. And it's almost one of those things where you just like want to trade places with them, right? It's like when your
oh
kid
yeah.
gets sick. You hate seeing it.
Oh,
You want to
dude,
say goodbye.
anytime your kid is hurt and it's a real thing, you just in an instant.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And like today, Enzo was at soccer today, and some kid, it's not even really soccer, it's more like a outdoor lesson with soccer balls. Because again, they're only two.
I saw him.
And some kid, there's older kids in the class, I think it's like 2 to 4. Some 4-year-old booted a ball, clocked him off the side of the face. And he didn't cry. He just kind of held it. And the teacher naturally like knows better than to be like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" He was like, "Oh, dude," distracted him immediately. No tears. Just, yeah,
Let's go, easy. Let's
I was like,
go.
"Yeah, bro, don't cry. This is great." Um, and yeah, man, that's that.
Dang, that's wild. Did you have a pocket where Easy is jealous of Nico?
Yeah, but he'll tell us.
Okay.
Meaning, if we're giving Nico too much attention, um, he'll literally be like, "Dad, put Nico down."
Yeah.
Like, "Dad, pick me up," or he'll just tell us. So, one thing that I'm blessed to have learned from my mom. So my sister and I are 9 years apart. My mom said to me that when my sister was born, she got all the attention. When
Mhm.
in reality, yeah, baby needs attention, but like when you have your baby for 9 years, myself, I was the star of the show. Now the baby comes along, all the attention flips. That caused a lot of trauma for me when I was little. When in
Dang.
reality, the baby, like you give the baby a bottle, the baby can just chill. It doesn't need
Yeah,
to be,
yeah, it's part of the game.
yeah, yeah, yeah. With that in mind, my mom instilled into my brain, like, hey, as much as Nico is little and needs the attention, never take that away from Enzo.
Yeah.
So I think early on, we do our best to be present equally for them. If not, we put Enzo in the lead like
Yeah.
60% of the time. I feel like Enzo's always getting the majority of the attention because
No,
we
for
know
sure.
with Nico, just give him some food, a bottle, a toy, and he's good. Like he's fine. When in reality, Enzo's the one that needs more attention, you know?
Well, and that's kind of what me and Mel did was so one, Mel's my the birth of Kylie was a planned C-section. So we knew, hey, Bryn, tomorrow you're gonna have a sister. And so
Mhm.
that day before, took her to the park, got ice cream, really communicated what was about to happen. And similar to what you just said, our best angle was like making Bryn be a part of being the parent. So it's like, oh, hey, I just made the bottle. Do you want to go bring it over to her? And like, look, you have to make sure her hands grab it. And she puts it in her mouth. And so these little things along the way where it was like, bro, you're doing this along with us. We tried to give her responsibilities of take care of your sister. This is what you're supposed to do. So it didn't, when we did have to divert 100% attention to Kylie, Bryn was a part of the process that was like, oh, yeah, the three of us are diverting 100% attention to Kylie.
Uh,
So it kind of helped like bury the waters of how come nobody gives a shit about me right now? Yeah, no, it was super helpful. Bryn was a part of every stage of Kylie from like she didn't change diapers, but I was like, okay, now go and get the diaper. Can you bring it
I'll
over?
throw it
Boom,
out.
done. Can you put this dirty one that I wrapped up in the pail? And she'd be like, that's gross, but yes. So it was every step. It's I'm not only focusing here, you're a part of me focusing here, which ended up being cool.
Yeah, I think that's a great method. And as I think we like we did that to a certain extent, but I love the way that you framed it to really make them a part of the process. Like, sure, with Enzo, it's like, oh, feed him here and there. Oh, can you pick up this or can you throw that out? But instilling it into a routine and making them feel like this is my baby.
Dude, there was an ownership. Yeah, you're spot on.
Yeah.
Even down to bath time, she would be like, "All right," because we just when it's a kid, you wash them in the sink, dude. It was so dope.
Enzo and Nico just took a bath together an hour ago,
So
2 hours
dope.
ago.
But like when they're little babies, I had Bryn. I'm like, all right, get on the step stool. Can you put the soap in the water? I'm filling it up. All right, here's a rag. Can you just do it on the back of her head? Like she had the same responsibility that I did as a parent in terms of I'm not diverting attention. You're just the big sister. This is what big sisters do. So it ended up being cool.
That's fire, dude. And honestly, such a great segment for because the transition from one to two sucks.
Bro, is so you don't know what you're in for until the moment it happens,
One of my
honestly.
buddies here in the neighborhood, I just found out that his wife is pregnant, and I was like, "Oh, dude, congratulations." He was like, "Yeah, any advice?" I was like, "No, but it's gonna suck."
Yeah,
I was like, "The jump from one to two kids is awful." Like
it
that's just
really is. And that's what they say that after you have the 2, if you go to 3, if you go to 4 or 5 or whatever your family size, everything is exponentially easier than the adjustment from 1 to 2.
yeah, dude. One to two dude, it's hard.
It's
And when
super hard.
you were there, two under two. I got a cousin, Ashley's cousin. She's got three under three. Shit's not
It's
easy, but
hard, man. It really is, dude.
yeah. And I think if we get more dads involved that, are making the jump from one to two, dude, these lessons are so powerful. Like, keep your kid involved, keep your kid in the loop for everything, make them accountable,
Yeah.
give them ownership. It's only going to make that transition to, again, when we have to put the younger one in first place, they understand why.
Yeah.
But they're gonna wanna do it. That's that's fire. That's some
No, it's super fire. Well, and that's why I love like the community and the magic behind people. Cause even if you do post like, hey, I'm about to go from 1 to 2, and you hear a comment from you like, yo, this shit's hard. This sucks. It's gonna suck for a little bit. Now all of a sudden, there's not so much pressure on you as like, yo, why does this suck? This is supposed to be magic. But then you get 1,000 other dads that are like, no, 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 bro. It's not you, it's not your kid. That's just the circumstance, baby. That jump from 1 to 2 sucks. It just sucks. And if it doesn't suck, you might have a problem, to be fair. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta embrace the suck.
yeah, I think if you really think about it, maybe 99% of people told me that the jump is awful. Maybe 1% are like, "Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
easy." Whoever said it was easy, I don't trust you,
No, they
man.
were just yeah, bro, that was a, Chat GPT response, you know? Like, bro, don't
Hey,
come on.
this is I wanna make you feel okay and prepared for what you're going into. You're not preparing me for shit. If anything, you screwed me. I'd rather you have told me it's rough. It's gonna suck. You're in the trenches. Like, give me the ugly, you know?
No,
That's what I
100%. Which kinda drives me I wanna ask you this. Who were you a better newborn father to?
Nico,
Nico all day?
all day, dude.
Dang, bro. See, mine was Bryn, my first.
Really?
Like, I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is like the 3 in the morning, everybody's sleeping, you got the little carrier by your bed, and the missus is, hey, are you waking up for this one? Like, with my daughter Bryn, I don't think that Mel had to wake up one time. It was total control. 3 in the morning, let me pick her up, go to the kitchen, I'll sing music, I'll dance, I don't care. Um, but with Kylie and like, you know that whole implant thing, like that animals do with their parents? So they were both C-sections. Bryn, my first, was an emergency C-section. And so Mel had her, and then I was waiting outside the waiting room. They immediately put Bryn in my arms, and the doctor was like, "Hey, we got to go stitch up mom. It's an emergency." And so I had 45 minutes of me just eye contact to eye
Which is
contact with
never like
Bryn
that.
without mom, even like we were outside the room. And so intentionally with Kylie, it was a planned C-section. So, but there was no emergency, there was nothing crazy. When
Mom got
Kylie finally came out, I was like almost avoiding eye contact because I was like, dude, I need Mel to have this special 45-minute moment while they do everything behind the curtain. And they did for sure. Now, that really has nothing to do with my participation at being able to help at 3 in the morning when she couldn't go to sleep, but I was able to get Bryn to sleep instant because we had that moment, and sometimes it would take longer for Mel or not happen at all. Now, me with Kylie in that same circumstance, I would be like, dude, it's just, I'm trying everything. I don't know if it's my voice. Is it the music? I would pop Kylie over to Mel and 5 minutes, done. And I don't know if it's because of that implant process or it's just like, yo, this was the first person I saw in the entire universe. So I'm going to go to sleep right now. But I was not as dope with Kylie as I was with Bryn, for sure.
No, I hear that. I think that for the reason that I mentioned earlier that I wasn't as present with Enzo, Ashley did 99.99% of the work.
Yeah.
I tried to make that up with Nico, which is again why I think that why I really do think the connection's a bit stronger. And like, look, at the end of the day, Enzo will forever be a mama's boy. Ashley is his number one. There's no denying it.
And that's how
Like,
my Kylie is, for sure.
like
Like,
if you put Enzo down in the middle of a room, Ashley and I were on opposite sides. Enzo's running to her 10 out of 10
all
times.
day. Kylie too. Yeah.
Nope. Nico, dude, you put that dude down, same spot, motherfucker. He's running to me
He's
10 out of
running to you. I saw you just post a video like today or yesterday where he was running towards something and you were like, "Hey, my boy." Instantly he was like, "Dad," turned around
yeah.
and ran straight into your arms.
Which is so cool because again, I didn't have that. I don't have that with Enzo. Like, obviously, I know he loves me.
No, I mean you do, but I think there is some psychology behind that whole imprint or implant thing. What
Yeah.
was so in Ash's circumstance, like they're both natural births. Were who held the babies first, or like what was your involvement in the room?
Dude, luckily, both pregnancies went super easy. The first one, Ashley pushed for an hour and a half, natural delivery, baby came out. Enzo went on her chest. That was like 20, 30 minutes. And then immediately the nurse was like, all right, you got to take your shirt off. Enzo's going to lay on your chest for a half hour or an hour. I think it
Yeah.
ended up being an hour. We just laid together, like we fell asleep. And then Nico, same thing, natural birth. Ashley pushed for 7 minutes. Nico popped right out immediately onto mom's chest. And then I was like, all right,
Yeah,
like my,
like
give me
give it
this,
here, baby. Look at
dude.
that. Look at that.
Yeah, give me this, dude. And dude, so honestly, I think it was evenly split, but mom was the first one to
No, for sure.
experience the kids, which I'm glad
No,
she
and
was.
that's how it's supposed to be. That's
Yeah,
like that's beyond science. That's like, that's how animals come on.
yeah.
But
But I think just being around a little bit more, giving him attention, you can just see that
Yeah.
the wiring in his brain, a lot of it just naturally comes to me, which I think is so cool, and
No, for sure. And so, like,
I
even in the instance with Nico today, if he's crying and you guys are both free, and it's like, dude, who is the person to quickly get him to settle? It
both.
sounds like it's probably you all day.
No, it's
Whereas
both.
if it's Enzo, maybe it's, hey, Ash, like, look, if I go up there, all he's going to be doing is screaming, like, Mommy, where's mommy? And you're like, just can you go and do what you do?
Enzo is definitely mom, and then Nico crying, honestly, as long as he's a fantastic baby.
Yeah.
Nico is a great, great baby. He only cries when he's hungry, so to that point, we're not there yet to know, like, who can comfort him and get him to stop crying. Right now, if he's crying, he's hungry.
Yeah.
So no matter who picks him up, if we have a bottle, the crying's gonna stop. Um, Not about the comfort thing. He doesn't cry out of just crying, which it is amazing. I love the fact that
Yeah,
he's
that's
not
wild, bro. That's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
unicorn stuff.
Dude's awesome. But, yeah, with time, let me ponder on that for
Yeah.
a year.
Hey, yeah. Get back to me in 2 years and let me know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it ends up being.
I will. I
That's hilarious, dude. Um, well, dang, bro. And I remember when you had Nico that Ash was just an absolute superhuman with just spitting it out in record time. That's fire.
legit record time.
Yeah.
I look back, bro was out, and I was like, "I okay,
Let's
I'm a dad
go.
again."
We did it.
And in fact, I do love a human as much as I love this first human, which I didn't think was possible.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's a major, like, you could never comprehend loving anything as much as your first until the very instant you see the second, and your heart just grows 2 sizes, 3 sizes bigger. You're like, whoa, dude, what just
Yeah.
happened?
You're like, "What the heck just happened? I didn't know that this was possible." I selfishly, like, this is gonna sound terrible, for a while, I was like, "Hey, I really don't I really can't imagine myself
Same way. Same way.
loving another human
I
as
was the
much as
same
I."
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the instant, like the literal instant you see the baby head pop, you're like, wow, dude, this is let's go. This is
I
fun.
held him, and I was like, "Oh, dude," and now I just have this, like, fat meatball that I can just squeeze and rough around with and pinch and bite, and that's how I am. Like, as a dad, I'm a very affectionate dad.
Yeah.
Kids
No, you're
hug my
super involved, bro.
Yeah, and, but the affection level is, like, on a whole different level. My dad always said, "I love you." Never was, like, a kisser or, like, a hugger, and I am the polar opposite with my kids.
Me too.
Kiss and hug them, like, literally all day long. With Nico, his fat arms and legs, I'll bite him all day long.
No,
And
like I will literally eat your toes.
yeah,
Like put
yeah.
your feet in my mouth. I'm gonna eat each of your toes.
Dude, it's so funny you say that with Enzo. It's something about Enzo's feet have, like, this and I don't even like feet. Enzo's
No, me
feet
neither. I'm not that guy.
have a oh, I like, anytime people are, like, wearing, like, sandals or anything, or, like, flip-flops, I'm like, "Oh,
Not
I
the
hate
game.
Enzo's toes, dude. Something about his little feet. I don't care if he's running around all day long, they're sweaty, they smell. Dude, I'm kissing his feet.
Oh,
I
all
think they're
day.
the cutest little things on the planet, and I tell my wife this all the time. Like, I literally, if I'm, like, laying down with him, I'll, like, hug his little feet, and I'll just hold on to them
Yeah,
because they're the
dude. Or you
cutest
do a
ever.
quick game of telephone where you put the foot up
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hello?
yeah,
Oh, hello. You hear me? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'm trying to order pizza. Bro, I'm all about the foot telephone game. Come on. Let's go. That's so fun. Well, shoot, dude. We're for everybody listening, since this was just like a me and Guy hangout session, we had prepped for maybe 20, 30 minutes, and we call it we're at the 45-minute mark. And so we'll go ahead and I'm your host, Chris Walcher. We're hanging out with our boy, co-founder of the Dadgood community, Guy Groscos. You know him, you love him. You can find us on, most importantly, the dude. You showing balloons there? Let's get some balloons. Did you? I'm all about that. You can find
Mhm.
us on your LinkedIn timeline. We release new episodes every week. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and my boy, how much fun, dude? How much fun just to mano a quick midweek sesh. I
On
don't
a
take it for
1-year
granted.
anniversary, unplanned, dude.
Yeah. No, I don't take it for granted, dude. It takes me back to April, what, 12th of 2025, where
But
the whole thing started to begin with. Key, I love you, bro.
love
Um,
you.
Come on. You're one of the greatest blessings that occurred out of this timeline, out of my forecast for what the vision looks like in the future. I got nothing but love for you. So thanks for hanging out, big man.